This video will show you how to replace the vapor canister purge solenoid valve on a Chrysler Town Country. This will be mounted along the passenger side of your engine compartment. Let's get into it. Okay friends, let's get started on our job. We can see the air filter housing right out in the open on the passenger side of the engine compartment. We'll make our way towards the firewall. Now this is where we can see our valve. To start dislodging the valve, we're going to remove the entire bracket. If you were looking down along this area in between the air filter housing and the fender, you can see that there's a 10mm nut. Go ahead and remove that. I'm going to use a ratcheting wrench. Let's take hold of the valve with the bracket attached, and we're going to attempt to slide the bracket out and away from that stud. Now after dislodging the bracket with that valve, we're going to have to carefully pull on the air filter housing. You should find that it pops up just enough that we can take hold of this. We're going to slide it up into an area that we can gain access. At this point, let's start down at the bottom here. We'll continue making our way upward. If you were looking at the lower piece of hardware, it has two small squeezable tabs. They're blue. Squeeze the two towards the center, towards the valve that is, and then you should be able to dislodge this lower line. So I'm just grabbing hold of that tab in the back, tab in the front, squeeze them together, slide it apart. Now this blue locking tab does have to be removed from this area. So I'm using a small pocket screwdriver. I'll make my way under one of the locks, gently prying it up. Now I'm pressing this out and away. I'll do the same on the opposite side, and we should be able to completely slide this out of position. After that, we'll just put this right back in the line so we do not lose it. Thorough inspection there. It's not damaged. Now when we go to put this in position, we want to make sure that we have the little locking tabs aligned with their squared notches. There we are, audible click from both of those. Quick inspection, there's no damage there. So now as we continue on looking at the valve, we're going to start removing the lower line here. Now this is just a rubber hose. Typically you should be able to give it a twist. If it does not break free, you can also use a small pick. We'll go ahead and pull this right off of here. Quick inspection of that hose, no cracks or damage. We'll continue on to our electrical connector next. Now as far as this electrical connector, you're going to find that you have one red locking tab. I'm going to use my small pocket screwdriver to come in between this area. We'll gently pry it out and away. Continuing on, you have the next tab here. This is a squeezable tab. Squeeze it in and lift up on that valve, separating it. A quick inspection for corrosion, of course. That looks good. Now it's time to start removing the bracket. Now as far as removing the valve from the bracket, we're looking along what would be the inboard side closest to the firewall. This right here is actually a small locking tab. You should be able to actually press on this and pull that tab out of the square notch. If it does not pull out, you may need to pry. So I'm just making my way in between here. You can see my pocket screwdriver. That's holding the locking tab out and away. Now we should be able to wiggle this out of place. Thorough inspection of the bracket. A little bit of rust is okay. If it's rotted and weak, you're going to want to replace it. There it is, friend. Now it's time to install the brand new vent valve. We're looking along the rearward side where it would be closest to the firewall. You remember that we had removed our metal bracket. Of course, we have to make sure we install it on the new valve. As we bring this through, we're pressing it until that locking tab fits into the corresponding port. We want to make sure this is secure. As you can tell, I am properly secured. The whole locking tab is inside of this area. I'm just going to go ahead and give this a quick tug. That does not fall out of place. Continuing the installation, let's start up along the top and we'll make our way down. I have my electrical connector. We're taking this, we're aligning it with the proper port, press it in. Audible click from that, a light tug, and lock it in. There we go. I've got that locking tab pressed all the way through. We'll just double check, make sure it's secure. This can be a little tight at times. We'll continue on with the next hose. As far as this hose, we'll slide it into position, pressing it all the way on there as far as possible. Double check, make sure that's secured as well. Now it's time for the lower line. We already have our locking clip in place, so just go ahead and line it up, press it all the way towards the valve, listen for an audible click from each of the locking tabs. There we go. That's definitely secured as well. Now it's time to reinstall the bracket along the fender of the vehicle. Once you have it in place, continue on with your 10mm mounting nut. Snug it up. Right there is bottomed out. We'll just take it a tiny bit further here. Obviously, we do not want to cause any damage, but we have to make sure this is properly secured. Speaking of properly secured, since we did have to give our air filter housing a light tug, let's make sure we press this down into the fully seated position. Go ahead and give that a wiggle. Okay, friend, we finished our installation. If you had a check engine light, make sure you reset it. After that, run the vehicle. Double check to make sure the check engine light does not reappear. Go ahead and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.